What's up, everybody? Justin here, back with my part 2 fantasy booking the NWO in the WWF. Give me 1 second here while I turn on a light. So, I started recording. I didn't think it was gonna be that dark, but now that's fixed. So this is my fantasy booking of the NWO in the WWF. When they debuted, it was still the WWF in 2002, so that's why I'm calling it the NWO in WWF. This is part 2. This is the second week of March 2002, second week of March. We're going into WrestleMania. Gonna build up WrestleMania. So here we go. The second week of March, Monday Night Raw. Stone Cold Steve Austin in part 1 was nowhere to be found. He was not on the episode. He was not at No Way Out or the Raw after No Way Out. So Stone Cold kicks off Raw, comes out, gets on the mic, calls out Hollywood Hulk Hogan. Stone Cold says, "Hogan, I knew you in WCW." He goes, "Hogan, I never liked you. I never liked your ass. And I want you to face me, punk, at WrestleMania 18. I want to beat your ass and face you, Hollywood Hogan." NWO music hits. Hogan is out. He's on the ramp, on the stage. Hogan just stands there for a while, has a mic. Doesn't say anything. Austin in the ring. Stone Cold staring at Hogan on the ramp. The fans are just going nuts and insane because they want to see Hogan, Stone Cold at WrestleMania 18. Hogan gets on the mic finally and says, thinks about it, says, "You're on, brother. You're on for WrestleMania 18. And then from behind, Kevin Nash, Scott Hall, Brock Lesnar with Paul Heyman. Again, I explained in part 1. If you did not watch it, go watch it. Brock Lesnar is in the NWO. That's how I would have had him debut for his WWF career. So Nash, Hall, Brock from behind attacked Stone Cold in the ring and raised hell. Now let's go to SmackDown. SmackDown in the second week of March. The NWO comes out. Everybody, Bischoff, Hogan, Heyman, Brock, Hall and Nash all come out to start SmackDown. Hogan starts getting tossed and thrown beers to him by Bischoff. Hogan and Bischoff again are tossed, throwing beers, and they toast. And then we have Jim Ross is in the ring. So give me a second here. I just want to read all over. I'm reading over everything I wrote down. So, yeah. Bischoff tosses Hogan a beer. They drink beer and they toast. JR's in the ring doing an in-ring interview with just Hogan and Bischoff. The rest of the guys in the NWO are not there. This is just focusing on an in-ring interview with JR and to hear from Hollywood Hogan to build up Hollywood Hogan and Stone Cold. So JR says to Hollywood, he says to Hollywood Hogan, he says, Austin is not here. He's not here, damn it. And he said, you are scum. He says to Hogan, you are absolute scum. And Hogan just laughs, drinks some more beer, and after JR says, you are scum, Hogan spits beer in JR's face. spits beer in his eyes. JR falls down. Hogan then takes out his takes off his weightlifting belt, whips JR 3 times on the back. Now, why does he beat up JR? Because JR and Stone Cold have always been tight, have always been boys, or have always been close. So Hogan whips JR 3 times with the weightlifting belt, and then he drops a leg on JR, hits him with a leg drop. And then Vince McMahon appears. He's been gone a whole week. He appears. Vince tries to come out and stop it. He's yelling on the mic, or just yelling. And the camera picks it up. He's just yelling. From outside the ring, Vince McMahon is yelling, "Stop it, damn it, stop it." And Hogan is just laughing. And is just laughing. Bischoff is also laughing. So that ends the NWO segment on SmackDown in the second week of March 2002. Now let's go to Raw. Monday Night Raw. 6 days. 6 days away from WrestleMania 18. The NWO opens Monday Night Raw. Hogan comes out of a limo with Kevin Nash and Eric Bischoff. So Vince then comes out in a wheelchair. Again, he came out on SmackDown, but in a wheelchair. Now he comes out on Raw in a wheelchair. Anyways, Vince is out in a wheelchair by himself. The NWO picks him up, throws him in the ring, and Stone Cold Stunners Hogan, Hollywood Hogan, Stone Cold Stunners Vince McMahon in the ring. And after that, we have a matchup of the night, or NWO main event challenge. They challenge anybody from the WWF roster. So, again, NWO Challenge is answered for the main event of Monday Night Raw 6 days before WrestleMania 18. Scott Hall takes on. Who's it going to be? It's Kurt Angle. Kurt Angle challenges and accepts the NWO Challenge. Kurt Angle, Scott Hall. Stone Cold Steve Austin appears out of nowhere, out of the crowd. Stuns Scott Hall. Referee does not see it. Stuns Scott Hall. Bischoff's at ringside. Bischoff was distracting the ref, so Stone Cold got in. Stone Cold stunnered Scott Hall. Kurt Angle puts him in the ankle lock, or ankle slams him, then puts him in the ankle lock. Scott Hall taps out to Kurt Angle. So that ends Monday Night Raw 6 days before WrestleMania 18. Now let's go to SmackDown. SmackDown. Let's say it was on Thursdays, because it was on Thursdays in 2002. So we're 3 days away from WrestleMania 18. And we have a match. Main event. The NWO, Hogan. Or not Hogan. Hogan is not wrestling till WrestleMania 18. Scott Hall, Kevin Nash. The Outsiders take on The Rock and Chris Jericho. It is an ODQ. When Hogan and Bischoff come out. And Brock and Heyman. But then the entire WWF roster comes out also and kind of chases away the NWO, and then the show is about to go off the air. The announcers say, "See you Sunday at WrestleMania 18," and then we go outside. The NWO's limo is out there because the WWF roster chased them away after Hogan and Bischoff came out and attacked Rock and Jericho, and Brock was also with Hogan and Bischoff. So then Stone Cold, they got a camera on the NWO limo. Stone Cold's outside. He's in a monster truck. A Austin 316 monster truck. He crushes the NWO limo. Leaves it flattened. And that ends SmackDown before WrestleMania 18. Now, let's go to WrestleMania 18. This is fantasy booking of the NWO in WWF Part 2. So WrestleMania 18 we have, let's see here, 2 matches. 2 big matches at WrestleMania 18 where the NWO is in action against the top guys from WWF. Hollywood Hogan and Stone Cold Steve Austin, that is the main event. So up first, I'm going to go with the 8-man tag. Brock Lesnar makes his in-ring debut at WrestleMania 18. It's Brock Lesnar, Brock Lesnar, Hall and Nash, and Eric Bischoff in an 8-man tag against the WWF's Shane McMahon, The Rock, Chris Jericho, and Edge. So 8-man tag. Vince McMahon is out in a wheelchair again on the side of Team WWF. At one point, Vince, during the match, stands up. And Vince stands up, tries to hit Eric Bischoff with a chair in the ring because, or let's say it could be outside the ring. Vince tries to hit Bischoff with a chair, but Bischoff moves. Let's say Jericho's holding Bischoff. Well, Bischoff moved. Vince hits Jericho with the chair, takes out Jericho. So Jericho's out of the match. Jericho's taken out with the chair by Vince. Jericho thrown back in the ring. Kevin Nash, jackknife power bombs Jericho for the 1, 2, 3. The NWO, Hall, Nash, Bischoff, Brock Lesnar win in an 8-man tag at WrestleMania 18 over Jericho, Shane McMahon, The Rock, and Edge. And Vince, by accident, hits Jericho with the chair because Bischoff moved. So then we have, let's go back to the 8-man tag. I forgot to add this. The ref was knocked out during the 8-man tag, so then we have a run-in from Six-Pac. Six-Pac, formerly X-Pac. Six-Pac is back. He joins the NWO again. And he really did in real life. He joined them again in the WWF in 2002. And this is when this fantasy booking is based, in 2002. So Six-Pac runs in during the 8-man tag, but that also makes Kane and The Undertaker, the Brothers of Destruction, also do a run-in. And they double choke slam Six-Pac, so he's taken out, but still, the NWO won the 8-man tag. Now the main event. Hollywood Hogan taking on Stone Cold Steve Austin. I'm not sure how good of a match it would have been if it ever happened in real life. It should have, and it would have been a dream match. Hollywood Hogan against babyface Stone Cold Steve Austin. That would have been epic. Now, would have it been a better matchup than The Rock against Hogan? I doubt it. But it still would have been a dream match and fun to see. Would have been fun to see Hogan and Austin face to face in the ring. So Hollywood Hogan, Stone Cold Steve Austin, the main event of WrestleMania 18. Hall and Nash interfere. Hollywood Hogan wins, defeats Stone Cold Steve Austin. Now in real life, I don't think Austin would have wanted to lose to Hogan. But so what? This is fantasy booking. I am booking Hollywood Hogan over Stone Cold Steve Austin. So the NWO looks strong coming out of WrestleMania 18. They look like a dominant, unstoppable force that cannot be beaten. They won an 8-man tag. And Hollywood Hogan won in the main event of WrestleMania 18, defeating Stone Cold Steve Austin. I would have put the NWO, and I will, in my fantasy booking of the NWO in WWF, I would have put them over super strong. Really strong in real life. But they did, I guess. But after WrestleMania, the fans in, I think it was Montreal, after WrestleMania 18, they were in Montreal, I think. The fans did not want to boo Hogan. So the fans turned him babyface. The WWF really had no choice but to turn Hogan babyface back to the red and yellow. So after WrestleMania 18, the NWO basically was dead. But then they brought Shawn Michaels back. He joined, and then Kevin Nash got injured, so they are dead again. So I hope you enjoyed part 2 of my fantasy booking of the NWO. In WWF, part 3 will kick off with Backlash 2002. Have a great weekend, everybody. Bye for now.